Hello, listeners, and welcome back to another episode of Pitstop Fracas. I am your host, Richard, and we're here today to talk about the Austrian Grand Prix. Here to help me with today's review is none other than Orange. How are we doing today, bro? 2 days in a row?
I know, man. I don't even get paid for this. But here we are. here we are. Here we are. Another race. Another weekend. Let's just get this cracking, man. It's hot.
Yeah, for sure, man. This will probably be a quick one. The races are the best, but yeah, probably a quick boom boom, and then yeah, it's one of them things, isn't it? But cool. Let's talk about quali. So quali was spectacular. I'll be honest with you. Russell almost got knocked out of Q1, and Sainz got knocked out Q1. There was a grass fight in Q2, and then Norris got pole, but got flattered by Gasly with the yellow flag. So he ended up being like 5-6 attempts clear on pole, but really it really should have been like 2 or 3. But here's what it is. Get out you live, isn't it? So, Chris, any thoughts on quality? Any takeaways? Anything you was impressed by? Anything you wasn't impressed by in general by anyone in particular?
I wasn't impressed by Hulkenberg. You bottled. The Sauber isn't arse anymore where you can hide and be last. I wasn't impressed by Gasly for spinning and ruining the end of qualifying. I wasn't impressed. I don't know. I was impressed by, can't believe I'm saying this, Lawson. Also, Behrman for getting into Q2, man. That horse is like probably maybe the worst car over one lap. But their drivers are actually good, so you don't see as much. But yeah. And then obviously Lando put it together because even though he was flattered in the times, I was impressed by the fact that he actually got the job done. He basically did what I said he can do, which is that he's fast. So just drive fast. And he did that, and he's on pole. So, like, it's just about executing, and he executed. So I can't fault him for that.
Yeah, it is true. Lando's only person to get under 104, to be honest. But yeah, it was pretty much on it all weekend, to be honest with you. I think even with his not his last Q3 one, his first Q3 one, he still would have got pole anyway, to be honest with you. Unless Gasly didn't have the yellow flags come out. But yeah, man. Norris, he did well. Leclerc, yeah, he did well in the P2 on the good, to be honest with you. Lawson P6 is a mad thing, especially with the stuff he's been through and stuff like that. But I think the happiest I was overall was Gabriel Bortoleto getting P8, getting the Sauber into Q3, to be honest with you. He's now finally got a decent car, and he's executing that decent car. Before in the season, he was having to mingle with a shitbox P17, P16. Now, Benotto and Wheatley are cooking up a little good scrum. And Bortoletto's like, what, yeah? I like this right here. Because his teammate qualified last. Do you get what I'm saying? So, It's the difference between when man know how to execute and man don't know how to execute, regardless of experience at the end of the day. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you really got a fast car under you or a good car under you. You need to make the most of it. And I'm glad Gabby's made the most of it because he's been a bit under the radar and stuff like that because as I said, the car at the start of the season was the greatest. But yeah, and that's what I was most impressed with in quali, man.
But yeah, because it's like this crop of rookies. It's a good bunch. Like you got 4 good kids, and Antonelli, Hajar, Behrman, and Bortoletto. He's not a scrub. It's just that he's in the worst car, so you don't really look good. But now the car can compete. He's looking a lot better. He's looking like unless you were paying attention to him, you wouldn't know that he's actually being quite good. It's just that
But it's one of them. It's sorts of the things, sorts of stuff that we noticed, don't we? Like the casuals and other people aren't really going to notice. Oh yeah,
No.
got to Q2 and
I saw a tweet. Yeah, man was like, "Who's Bortoletto?" I couldn't believe my eye. It was like, you know the video was like, "Who are these niggas?" That was
these niggas.
That was what the tweet was saying about Bortoletto. I was like, it makes sense. It's just a name on the time sheet towards the bottom, 90% of the time. But it's like, you know, we're not always changing lives, man. You know, the me that believed in the guy, bro. He told the truth about the situation. He's like, we are not good, but we'll get there. So
we're getting there. They're cooking up something still. So I respect it. Right. So let's move on to the race start then. To be honest, with the race start, we of course had Lando on pole, Charles second, Oscar third, Lewis fourth, George fifth. Just name the top five. And, the top three got a really good start. And Oscar, he had an amazing start. He quickly dispatched of Leclerc. He knew, I can't waste the time behind Leclerc. Although Lando was going to sell off into the sunset. And, he was looking very, very racy, and he almost took the lead on the first lap. So, Chris, any takeaways from the race starts? Is there anyone that you particularly noticed that maybe, I don't know, the F1 analysis maybe didn't notice, or the people didn't notice, whether it be good or bad in particular?
okay, before I get to that, Oscar after qualifying, because Gazzy had a bit of a hoon at Q3 and ruined the fun for everyone.
Yeah,
he sat down. He was active, guys. I'm not planning on finishing third. That's for sure. That's what Oscar said. Yeah.
Yes. Came with the smoke talk.
Corner one, job done. I respect it, bro. You have to put respect on the man's name. He came out, said, "I'm on crud, bro. I'm fighting. I'm going for the win." That was the attitude and mentality, and that's what he did. So you gotta give these man plaudits, because if man finished third, everyone would have spun the block on that quote, would have been doing kahaha ki. So when you do the quad talk and you back it up, I gotta respect it. You have to give man their dues.
Yeah.
In terms of race start, I know Hadjar got rushed in the midfield. He went backwards and ended up towards the back. Hulkenberg ghosted a bit forward. Other than that, I don't really remember. Because I remember just I was paying attention to the McLarens and the Ferraris and Russell, because I knew that Russell's race was going to end after 5 laps. So I was like, he was just trying to battle Lewis and be like, yeah, this is my screen time for the day, bro. After this is done. You're not seeing me again. So I've just credits due before. Obviously, there's the instance that we'll get to in a moment, but those are the main takeaways that I saw.
Yeah, no, for sure. Sometimes you need to back up your stick talk, man. It's like Taporia last night. He said, "Look, I'm gonna bang out Oliveira in the first 2-3 minutes." And what did he do? He banged out Oliveira in the first 2-3 minutes. Sometimes you need a good villain, man. You need that anti-hero, man. Where to Taylor Swift? You need that anti-hero, bro. You need a good villain who's like, "I'm on smoke. I'm gonna do this to your boy," and that's the end of it. And you back it up. And sometimes you just. This is what sport needs, you know.
Wait. Since when do you listen to Taylor Swift?
No.
Bro, must quote Taylor Swift. I'm like, what?
I don't listen to I don't listen to Taylor Swift, right? But she has songs that you can't get away from, if that makes sense. And also, I've got colleagues in work who listen to her, so they mention certain stuff. And plus, she had that little thing with Alonso, that rumored thing. And then Crofty was ringing off about 10 bars, quoting Helen Taylor Swift songs. I was like, oh, is that, do you Google? I was like, oh, that's it. Oh, right. I've just heard a few tunes on the radio. That's it, bro. In the kitchen of my house. I'm not saying I listen to a shit.
Okay. man was at the concerts with George Russell last year, but it was him taking the pictures.
Me and George Swifties, you know, that's crazy work, bro. That's crazy work. Oh man, yeah. Kwame was there too, bro. Don't leave him out.
Oh,
Nah. But yeah, man. Sometimes you just need a bit of a villain, man, or someone who just backs up the crud. And I'm glad Oscar backed up his crud. He said, "I'm not finishing P3," and he finished P2. Unfortunately, it was a P1, but that's what you need sometimes, man. But look, speaking of race starts, anyway, let's speak to the incident, and that is none other than Andrea Kimi Antonelli crashed into Maximilian Verstappen. Now, is this unfortunate? Is this the racing gods trying to do something? I don't know. All I was gonna say is, Kimi, salute. You're doing God's work, bro. I'm proud of you, bro. I'm proud of you.
Nah, man. He had an F2 moment, bro. Yeah, he had an F2 moment, man. That was very much a rookie moment, and it is what do you know what it is, yeah? Under normal circumstances, I'd be celebrating. But because Verstappen was a point away from a race suspension, I'm kind of like, you let him out of jail for free. Although everyone in orange in the stands was now upset, yeah, it wasn't enough. I needed him to get his head hot, a bit of violence, a little that one little error and a race back. Just because it'll be funny. Instead, we just got him getting clotted in the third corner of the race. So I'm like, okay. But
it wasn't ideal, was it? To be honest with you.
And to be honest, that was one of the points of entertainment, seeing Verstappen make his way back up through the field. Because he would have gotten past the Mercedes, so
would he have gotten a podium?
Probably not. Because the Red Bull cooks its tires, but it would have been interesting to see what they could have come up with.
Yeah. Especially with some people asking one stop and stuff like that. But yeah, would have been interesting. Yeah. But cool. Let's move on to probably the best part of the race, to be honest with you, because I thought the race was just a bit dead, unfortunately. McLaren, they went machine for machine. Gunshot for gunshot. Buy for buy. He said to Oscar, was it Tom Stollard? Yeah, Oscar's engineer. Oscar, it's your call, bro. Do your thing. Oscar said, say less. Let's go machine for machine. And they did. And it was great. I can't let you, bro. It was great. And I enjoyed it. I'm glad Andrea Stella was like, you know what? Even though Orlando had the Bozo moment kind of day, we need to instill trust in them that they can go wheel to wheel. I mean, Zach's been trying to put it in the atmosphere, and you're like, oh, they're gonna crash at some points and just let them race, bro. There's a world championship on the line. It'll be whoever wins it between two, and it'll be the first ever one, and it might be the last ever one. You don't know. F1 is deadly unforgiving, as we all know. So sometimes you just gotta let them battle, man. Just gotta let them clash. So let's deep dive into it, yeah. So, of course, Oscar was put on Lando on manners, under pressure, lap after lap after lap in his DRS, trying to pull off moves, trying to be like, should I go for in the inside here, outside here, VTT? Unfortunately, he did get past him, but then he swapped positions back awesomely. Do you think there was anything different Oscar could have done to maybe maintain being ahead of Lando? Do you think, for example, when he locked up into, was it 10-4 or whatever it was, do you think maybe he could have executed that moment better? Do you think maybe he should have teed himself up at certain corners better? Because we know the main overtake spots is turn 1, turn 2, whatever Max crashed, and then turn 3. We know they're the main. Do you think
1, 3, and 4?
Yeah. Because there's fake corners, isn't it? Yeah. So it's fake. Do you think Oscar could have teed himself better in order to get past Lando permanently, or do you just think maybe because of how good defensively Lando was, and just how shit panned out, that Lando was always going to win this race.
I will say, I think two things. Oscar could have done a bit better in terms of maybe timing things, but Lando also learned from the experience of last year when he was trying to make the move. He'd gone through this last year with Max, and now he's with Oscar, and it's just a case of just managing. It was just like positioning the car well, avoiding mistakes. So even when he made mistakes, he was lucky that it was in places where it's hard, because he ran wide in turn 1 once, and that's when Oscar got ahead. But then he did the cutback, and then he ran wide in turn 10, and that's where Oscar got really, really close again. So it's one where the way the track is and its way set up, it just meant that, as long as Lando avoided fatal mistakes, he should have been all right. And he did that, He stood up to the pressure well. He did well in his defense and wheel-to-wheel combat. So I'm not gonna be like super harsh on Oscar about failing to get the job done, especially because you don't want to take himself out or take them both out. You have to have a little bit of margin in there. And when he tried to cross the line, like he was told by the team, and he recognized himself that he crossed the line with the lockup. So it was good to see, and it was good to see these men go machine for P1, P2. Like, the Verstappen was out, and in the terms of championships, constructors already booked. Like, they've got the constructors. Drivers, let's be honest, unless these men absolutely horse around, they should win the drivers. So let them at it. Let them go machine for machine. And to be honest, the thing that surprised me was the fact that normally when Lando's ahead, he just kind of goes away. The fact that Oscar was able to stay with him, and the fact that their pace was so similar throughout the entire race, told me a lot, because like that is very impressive from Oscar, because normally it's like a thing of out there going, if Lando's ahead, he can just F off away. But this time they were actually wheel to wheel the entirety of the first stint. And while I know, the McLaren fans were having heart palpitations, I was there, enjoying. I was like, yeah, they're squabbling now. Yeah.
Tell your man to squabble. Can we just get that sugar?
Oh god. Yeah, but that's it's important, because this is the first time this season that these men have gone wheel to wheel for race win. Is that literally only the past 2 races have these men gone wheel to wheel in equal circumstances. Every other time it's just like one's ahead, the other's way back. Or they've had to do like team orders. Like in Australia, they did team orders, which was logical because of the weather circumstances. In Japan, you couldn't race. So now, this is like, we've gone 2 race weekends. They've gone wheel to wheel, machine for machine. And the one ahead has always been the victor. So it makes quality more important, and it adds to the pressure. And like, this is what we want as fans. This is what we want. We want to see like these men go machine, like this is what we were robbed of in 2023 because Paris is not good. This is more akin to the Mercedes era, but imagine that Hamilton was a little worse and Rosberg was a little better.
Yeah.
And I'm enjoying this. So, like, put it this way, I've accepted the McLaren ahead, so at least squabble while you're ahead.
That's true. This will be 2025 World Drivers' Champion.
I think, people will never forgive either one of them if they allow that to happen. Like,
No.
I'm telling you, the heads will be kettled. It'll be a glorious scene to watch just everyone's head be kettled. But, like, heads will be steaming.
Bro, that would be some. If George was, he won't, but if he was to somehow do it, yeah, that would be some story and a half, bro. Wow. You just gotta, I know you will be, my top is off and my boxes is off.
What do you mean?
You be saying so much. I would be like, you know what? I understand. Yeah, we get it. You're doing no deviancy, but we get it, bro. George is
No.
cool.
There'll be no deviancy. I'll just be at Heathrow, bro.
Put some buzz balls on a 60 feet top.
Bro, I'll be at Heathrow. The first Etihad flight to AD. I'll be at the whatever club the man are there. I'm celebrating with them, bro.
With the Salt Bay. Get the Don Julio out. I had it. The man's gonna be a fucking, what was it? I can't even name it. A King of Diamonds. Wherever the Abu Dhabi version of King of Diamonds is, bro. You're gonna be there.
The Amber Lounge, bro. I'll be there. I'll be there.
Habibi tape. Man will be at Habibi tape in the VI fucking P. Get me 10 bottles of Dom P right now.
Bro.
I'm splashing my bonus right now.
Because we don't want Max to get 5. That would just be depressing. That would just be a case of you, man, let him get 5.
I thought he was gonna do get a 5th one this year. You know, I'll be honest with you, bro. I thought he was gonna do 5.
I was in deep prayers, yeah, that the 5's not coming, bro. Let the streak end at 4. Yeah. It's enough. You got the win record. You don't need them. You don't need to tie the most titles in a row record.
Yeah. I hear it. Yeah, no, I hear it. But yeah. Is there anything else on McLaren today? I'll be honest with you. Yeah. Oscar. They both had a good race. I don't think you can begrudge either man today. Lando, he, done a redemption arc kind of a 2-1 redemption arc. Done a redemption arc for Canada and done a redemption arc for Austria last year for missing out on the race win. So you gotta be like, fair enough. Maybe he's changed his mentality and it was just more locked in. Well, you know what? Fair play. You done your thing. Oscar started a good race. As I said, I was checking the lap times. The pace was pretty much the same for, I want to say, like 80% of the time. And then, of course, sometimes Oscar was quicker because obviously he was the chasing man. So obviously he's going to push a bit more, which is understandable. Yeah, I can't begrudge Oscar too tough, to be honest with you. I think it's just one of them where it's like, this is definitely a quality championship and you're going to get punished if you don't qualify where you want to qualify, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's all it is, to be honest with you. I look forward in Qatar when Oscar celebrating that championship. I'm still going to manifest that. All negative energy towards Lando. I'll be there at Lando stand at Silverstone. I'll be there running around like a pack in a bad way. Bad way to the, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. I'll be moving mad. Yeah. But yeah, man, long may this continue, man. Hopefully we can get a live action battle at Silverstone, record it, put on a vlog, get the angles in. You know what I mean? See if there's this one. See what it is. You know what it is, man. But cool. Let's actually one last thing as well. I don't know if you agree with me on this, Chris. I can't lie. Will Joseph, William Joseph, Nando's race engineer. I don't like him. He pisses me off. There's something about him, yeah, where I don't know how to put it. I don't want to say he's like condescending, but there's something just really off with him where I just think you're lucky full of shit. I don't know how to put it.
No,
and with the driver coaching as well, it's like, why does the Lando need driver coaching?
I'm gonna confess something. I'm not against the driver coaching.
Really?
Because, bro, someone who liked Felipe Massa, did you not? If you heard some of the radios from Rob Smedley to Felipe Massa, man was telling him how to drive the car.
Yeah, true.
Sometimes, put it this way, in Canada, it was a bit mad in Canada quality because it was like they'll tell you, man, that remember your braking, man, which is a bit mad. But sometimes you have to kind of you have to know your driver and know what's going in their head, and maybe that's what you need to tell Lando, because what's going in Lando's head. It's one of those situations where it's like you gotta teach your driver certain things and tell your driver some things and away from other things, because it's like, look, they can see things the driver can't see, and you just gotta tell them, all the information needed. Because obviously it's really funny because now that the two sides of McLaren are going against one another, you can hear both race engineers just kind of snaking each other and going, it's a bit rubbish here, like, or go faster here. And it's like it's really interesting to see, because like we're starting to see the divide, but it's like it's not gotten toxic or anything yet, but it's like we can see that like the seeds are starting to plant. So, but I'm not gonna. Sometimes his delivery is a bit rubbish, but I'm not gonna fault him for some of the driver coaching, because it's needed. But obviously, like for example, the information about the front wing having damage, that wasn't needed. Like, unless man was like, it's a bit cooked here, then you could tell him, okay, we have a bit of front wing damage, but there's nothing we can do. Other than that, it's like, because obviously, like, it was like, Lando was like, I'm losing time, help. So you gotta help him.
What's it? Help.
You know the Kevin Hart video. You know Kevin Hart is like, help me. Like, that was Lando. So
I kind of get it, yeah, but I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it's just voice. I don't know, bro. It's just the way you just. It's
because we just hear too much of him, so it's like.
I think it's that. Yeah, I think I'm just hearing a bit too much of him, and it's just like I'm really starting to dissect the info he's given to Lando and see, is it actually necessary or useful? Are you just not talking for the sake of talking? As you said with the front wing damage, I kind of get why you had to say it to him, even though it wasn't affecting Lando. It's not like he was saying, "Oh yeah, you're losing downforce" or anything like that. He was just saying, just so you're aware, you've got front wing damage. It's kind of like, unless it's affecting man, or he's saying the balance is off. Why are you bringing that up to?
It's true. It's one but obviously we don't get all the radios, and I'm not listening to Lando cam the entire race.
No. It's funny though, because we missed out on a Oscars radio dissing Alpine. He's saying, what did he say? Something to do with, they always found another way to fuck me over again.
Yeah, because obviously quality and the race, the like both drivers did this stuff is stupid. But we will get to that guy in a moment, bro. Cool. Look, you gave Messi your helmet, bro. We don't need you in the sport anymore.
Yeah, I hear it, man. I hear it. But cool. Let's move on to Ferrari. So they managed to finish P3 and P4. They looked all right this weekend, I feel. They looked all right, at least a lot better than me. So, Chris, I'd like you to deep dive on Ferrari. Did they bring upgrades this weekend?
Yes, there's a new floor.
New floor.
There's a new floor.
So the floor was flawed.
Yeah, it was working.
Okay, just want to confirm the floor was flawed. Cool. Yeah, so talk to me about Ferrari then. How do you think they got on? Of course, they didn't have the pace to keep up with the clans, which is fair. But do you think P3 and P4 was basically the best they could do? And yeah, what sort of like hopes and expectations you have of them going into Silverstone? And also, did you, because I'm seeing also online, I think it's just a Lewis fan crash now. Could Lewis have done a one stop? And could have he potentially had a podium as well? Or was that just
Okay.
no?
Okay, let's do the Ferrari summary. You know how last time when I was getting onto the drivers about not executing, this is what I meant by that. Because this weekend they executed. Okay, yes, Gasly ruined qualifying for everyone, and they were P3, but they put the lap in early and were in the correct positions, and they benefited, and they had a clean race. Obviously, there's still limitations with the car with the rear suspension, so until that's done, we're going to see lifting and coasting until that upgrade is implemented and working properly. I feel that they've done, they did a good job. Like they executed. They were faster than Mercedes. They put themselves ahead of Russell, so they had no real battling to do. They managed their pace well, ran an optimal race. Like they weren't racing anyone, so just get there to the fastest time. I feel like with Lewis and the one stop, it was very much a thing of, while I understood why someone could think that, he was a bit slower when obviously the tires felt fine, but he wasn't going particularly fast. And it's a case of the team were just like, look, we're just gonna we're not gonna do any funky strategies because it's not for a race win, it's like P3, P4, just like there's no need to do that. Like it's fighting your teammate. It's not, if it was fighting Max Verstappen, then go on, roll the dice, but it's your teammate. There's no point potentially jeopardizing your race over this. Just get it done in the fastest way possible. I feel like until the suspension's fixed, we cannot expect fireworks as an outline track. So, but they did their job. Like I felt like the drivers got the maximum out of the car. Pit stops were fast. Strategy was good. Like it was a good weekend, and this is what Fred Fisher's been going on about execution, because it's like, okay, we're not the fastest, but we could charge for a podium if we get everything correct. They got everything correct. P3, P4, and for Ferrari's sake for Silverstone, we don't know if the suspension is coming or not. I'm hearing Silverstone, I'm hearing Spa. I don't know. When it arrives, it arrives. But what I can say is, for Ferrari, you need to hope it's hot. They need to hope that this 30 degrees it is in the UK now stays for next week. Because if it cools down, then Mercedes have a shout, and things get a bit more complicated. But if it's hot, then there's a good chance for another P3, P4. I don't see why not. So you got to pray to the weather gods that it's hot, and I feel like as long as the drivers execute the maximum, we can't complain. Like, there's no point having all these breakdowns and crashing out because of lift and coast, bro. Don't listen to these false narratives. The drivers are going to be lifting and coasting because of the floor, because the suspension can keep the floor scraping. Anything else, like, yes, the brakes are a bit rubbish, but it's not because of the brakes. It's because they're scraping the floor. So they just need everything to be as smooth as possible to minimize the floor damage and floor scraping. So just everyone take a breather, accept the limitations of the car until the fix is in place. Then we can talk properly about this lift and coast thing. Because I'm hearing people going, oh, there's not lift and coast in the formation lap. Why do you want to scrape the floor on the formation lap when the car's heavy? What are we talking about, bro? So I'm just like, a bit of patience. I'm beating the same drum. I've been beating this drum for months now. They know what the problem is. They're out there to fix it. After that's done, then we can have crash outs. Until then, it's very much you've had your crash out initially. Now it's make the best of the situation until the next moment. But it was a good weekend, and hopefully, Fred Fusaw's all right with his family and personal issue. I don't know what's going on there, but he had to leave quickly and had D'Ambrosio in as principal instead. So all the best.
No, for sure, man, definitely. Cool. Let's do everyone else. So, is there anyone else you want to highlight or cuss out for between the 8 other teams that we haven't mentioned?
Mercedes have gone back to doing Mercedes things, which is why when I said that Leclerc and Hamilton are going to beat Russell in the championship, bro, if it continues to be hot, that team is finished. Apart from outlying tracks, they're finished. Today was like, bro, they were closer to Saubers than they were Ferraris. Admittedly, Russell was driving extra slow because, he gave up fighting the Ferrari. But still, it don't look good.
No.
I'm still lamenting the fact that ever since I made that Alonso video, he scored points in every race. And now he's tied Stroll in the championship in terms of points.
Manifestation.
Bro, I dropped that video. A man started. He saw that video, said, "I had enough, bro." He said, "I've had enough," and started being serious. I can't believe it. And if it's not that he had a roadie drive, man did a one stop here. Him and Lawson
pulled it off.
They pulled off a one stop. My head is hot, man.
Listen, he had his son beefing him. Held it down. He goes, "You know what? Respect it."
Yeah. Sauber double points finish, but not on weekly. This is, but not on weekly. They're moving like Goku and Vegeta, bro. They're saving lives, bro. What, bro? This is serious.
For real? They're now P9 championship. 2 points behind Aston, 3 points behind Haas, and 10 points behind Racing Bulls. So they have another few more cook sessions. They could end up 6th, which is crazy. You would have said that at the start of the season. But hey, fair enough.
Man.
Fair enough.
They fixed their car and turned everything around. I think it's time we talk about Kwame's team, bruv.
Our penis, as you like to say. What is going on at Bonotto's camp?
What do you mean Bonotto? Briatore, bro.
Sorry, I misspoke. Got my B's mixed up. Briatore's camp. Sorry. What are they cooking? Because whatever it is, it don't look good.
You know that chicken, yeah, that they get. You know that Michelin star chicken that they have in the bag, yeah, and then they like
wait, that
they cut open the bag, and then you see the most unseasoned chicken ever, bro. That chicken is white like a ginger person, bro. There's no color, bro. No color in that chicken. That's what them man are cooking. Bro, team stinks. Ghazi was fighting for his life. He's like, every time I turn the car, it's gonna spin, bro. I'm fighting for my life.
He was in the gulag, bro. I'm telling you, he was in the gulag.
And then Color Pinto's in the wars, and like, you know the ones where the media are like, you know when the race weekend starts, yeah, Color Pinto's a bit is bare slow, and they're like, he's making steps, but it's like, why are you so slow at the start of the weekend, bro? He's just like, it's one where like that Williams Linsanity run is crazy. The thing is, the wheels even fell off during the Linsanity run.
Starts crashing and shit, yeah.
And then today he almost put Oscar. He put Oscar in the grass. Bro, if Oscar, imagine Oscar
so hot, bro.
Imagine Oscar crashed out, bro. He goes from 20-point advantage in the championship to 5 points behind.
Nah, I would be tweaking. I would have been tweaking, bro. I would have been beefing the whole Argentina, bro. I would have been beefing the whole Argentina, bro. You would have seen Falcons War Part 2, bro. Wallah, you would have seen, bro. I tell you now. Because he would have been in my match like, no, it's Oscar's fault. No. What? No. I thought we were going to be in my matches today. I said, call up into, but this call up into there. I said, he's a bozo. Because I think the Cyber fans that like to type his name in and then be like, like it's even type the Leclerc's name in.
I think it was one of them ones where they couldn't say anything. You know ones where you're like, no, actually, no. I know what was going on.
What?
Inter Miami played today, so no one cared. They're watching Messi instead. You caught live.
Yes. Yeah, you're actually right. Yeah, you're right. Down. You did the science. Yeah, you did the science. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, but it's not looking good, bro. It's like, you're on a race by race contract, and it's like you got rid of doo hand for you, and you're stinking. So
Oh, I think it's your headphones. I don't know if it's switching. No, it's that your mic sounds like it's going under the water, like it's blipping.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't know how it's doing that. But
Let me just move some stuff around.
wait, so normally you might be okay. I don't know. I don't think it's a setting. Yeah, you sound okay now. Yeah.
Okay, sort that out. Sorry, listeners.
Minor technical difficulties.
It's hot, yeah, and my equipment's melting, bro.
That's the A1 chip is getting fried up.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
God.
I don't think what other stuff happened. Lawson drove like an F1 driver, and of all weekends to do it, he chose a good weekend to do it because Limblad had a bit of a mare in F2, so call the pressure a little bit.
Ocon managed to get a point. Okay,
yeah, man, bro. I'm telling you, them Haas drivers, good drivers. Good drivers. Ocon just ghosted his way into the points.
Good old fashioned Ocon, vintage Ocon.
Yeah, vintage Ocon. You see a couple of moves and then he just ends up in the point. And you're like, oh, right, how did he get there?
Just he watches on board and you'll see.
I'm trying to think.
Actually, I've got a stinker for you, and maybe you can add some context to it. Yuki Tsunoda. He finished P16. I think he got a pen as well.
Yeah, he got a second penalty. Got a second penalty for starting Colapinto.
Yeah, that was it. Finished 2 laps down, and he finished P16 on the day where Max DNF'd. Let's speak on him, bro. Let's speak on Yuki. Why are people just ignoring Yuki Tsunoda all of a sudden?
Because we've accepted that Red Bull are ass, but it was a thing of with Lawson, because he was just last all the time. We were like, come on, bro, like you get a point. And then Yuki came in and got a point. So we're like, see, it's not that hard. But then he's just gotten worse and worse. But the funny thing is, in qualifying, he wasn't that bad. He was like 2 tenths off max. But just like those 2 tenths took you from like P4 to P18.
Yeah.
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 So it's like, damn. That's why I was like, I could ignore it because the time gap wasn't even that bad. It's genuinely, but today it just stunk. And that move, he was just in the wars doing nonsense. And I understand that the Red Bull's not compatible with his driving style, but
it's like when you're doing what basically Lawson's done, which is finishing last. It's kind of like, okay, was it Atomic Bomb versus Coffin Baby? It's like, come on now, dog. Like, you gave Lawson 2 races. Yuki's had, I think, 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's well liked, and that does give him equity. I'll be honest with you. But it's like, okay, when you gonna start looking at him, like, bro, this is not an Alpine. You can at least get a cheeky P9. Like,
yeah, because it's one where if you're just getting consistent P9s, no one would care. But he's not doing that. So it's a bit like, eh. And then the thing is, yeah, this doesn't even give me joy because it's like Mad sold the Yuki stock straight away, and then Kwame's whole stock portfolio is just burning anyway. So like, so I'm just like, it don't really give the same satisfaction as it did before when they had stock in him and things went wrong. So, but it's one where, you know, there's a lesson out there for everyone. Just don't smell.
Yeah, I'm checking his record now, yeah. And okay, sorry, let me just go back. So last time he got a point was in Imola, finished P10. Yeah, he's finished outside the points since then. This was 1, 2, 3, 4 races ago. Yeah, got a point in Miami, also finished P10. But man, I can't remember the context of any of this, so yeah, I'm just letting you know. In Saudi Arabia, he crashed, didn't he? Yeah, so okay, fair enough. Bahrain, he finished P9, got 2 points. Fair enough.
He was good in Bahrain. The car was awful, but he was good.
Japan finished P12. So he's only scored what? 1, 2. He only has 3 points scored in finishes.
Yeah.
And 9. And he's only got 4 points. So
yeah, Lawson has more points than him in the championship now. Or the same amount. The same amount or more.
Okay, let me just confirm. Oh shit, he does. Lawson has 12 points. Yuki has 10. God damn. That's crazy. That's crazy. God damn. Well, watch your space. Sure, I mean, sorry. Slowly but surely, people will start to wake up on Yuki because the equity can't last forever. All I'm saying is, bro, this ain't looking good, bro.
No. He has to hope that Lindblad in FP1 has a nightmare. Because if he cooks in that, if he does an Alex Dunn type FP1, the block is going to get hot. Because there will just be like, yeah, we know Red Bull Friday is a bit weird, but it doesn't matter. Yeah.
For sure, man. Sure. Is there anyone we've missed out on? I think we kind of covered everyone, to be honest.
Yeah.
Don't think there's anything else. Yeah. Big up Sauber, big said Alonso. Yeah, he's doing up agenda against Ranch, Lawson P6. Everyone's kind of dictating. Yeah, man. Cool. Let's move on to driver of the day then. Who's your driver of the day, bro?
I'm gonna leave that other one who I think you're gonna say. So I'm gonna say
You read my mouth.
I'm gonna say Lando. I'm gonna say Lando.
Okay.
Because you know what? He executed and he survived under the pressure, and it was a good race victory, and it was important for him and his house aspirations because, you know, I was saying it's possible. Just get the job done, and he got the job done. So yeah, 4 more of these and he's back in front, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, because that's 7 points each. First P1, P2 is at 7 points. So about.
he just needs 2, you know. He's only 15 points behind.
No, it's more. It's more. It's more. It's more. Isn't it?
No, it's just 15 points behind
It's 15
Piastri.
points. Fair enough.
Yeah, Norris is on 201, Piastri's on 216.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Just needs 2 more, and then, yeah. He's championship leader. What yeah. Right, my job of the day, as you did predict. Yeah, you're right. So I'm going to give it to Gabriel Bortoleto. I feel like this is very... You knew anyway, innit? Yeah, you knew. Yeah, I mean, look, it's great for him to get his first points of the season. He was definitely better than his teammate this weekend, Alonso. And he put Alonso under a lot of pressure. And, you know, to put someone who's also your manager and basically double your age, with the vast of experience and stuff like that, under pressure like that, we got to give it to him, man. Yeah. I think this is very coming of age performance, if you will. And hopefully he gets better performances from that. So, yeah, giving it to Gabriel Bortoleto. So, yeah.
Wait. One thing, yeah. Hulkenberg, bro. I know you want to take a nice picture as a team picture, but we don't see you in a towel, brother.
I seen that before me came on here, and I still don't know the context of it.
Oh no, the context of it, he went back to the team. Bortoleto came back to the team pen, the team area, and obviously everyone's applauding, and Hulkenberg just popped his head out, and he's like, fuck it, let me just, we're gonna take a picture, congratulate man.
Yeah.
And he just probably just fresh out the shower, so it's just like he's just there in his towel, like man didn't finish putting the CeraVe on, bro. He was just there. So
I said the CeraVe killed me. See, I could say something to this one once, but yeah.
yes, good. I think we get into enough trouble as it is.
Yeah. Let's keep it PG. Yeah. Right, think of the weekend. Who's just thinking of the weekend, bro? I've got like 2. I can't like 2,
bro. I gotta give it Antonelli. Yeah. Actually, no. Our strategy team for what they've done to Bearman, bro. Any man that was on softs, your strategy team deserves a fine because there was no need to be on softs this weekend. They all went backwards. Gasly, Colapinto, Bearman all started on softs and they all went backwards.
Yeah, Gasly was drowning, boy. Fuck, you know.
Yeah, so your strategy team, you ruined the race for my boy. So yeah.
Yeah, I've got 2. So Yuki Tsunoda and Franco Colapinto, both Hall of Shame performances. Thank God Oscar didn't DNF because I would have crashed out. I would have let's go looking for an Argentinian in Silverstone because I would have been livid. I would have been absolutely livid. And he probably would have got sacked. That probably would have sacked Piastri. I mean, Piastri would have sacked Colapinto then because he would have damaged the competitor. He would have damaged the car. So yeah, big harder. So yeah, them 2 sting of the weekend. But yeah, man. Yeah, so that's just our shortest part of the season. So how much of a compelling race it was.
Hey man, we've given people enough content this weekend, bro. We did back-to-back pods, bro.
Double shift, man. Fuck, you know. Like I'm back wearing at Amazon. Shit crazy.
They had you the warehouse. This is back when I used to work in hospitality and I worked at festivals in other cities, bro. Back-to-back shifts, bro. No hotel room, just traveling from London to another city and then back again the next day.
That's how I was doing Red and Leeds, you know, in Leeds.
No, it wasn't popping like Red and Leeds, bro. It was a random festival in Portsmouth. What's the Portsmouth? I mean, let's not get back to this.
We live trauma.
It wasn't for trauma, bro. It was just whatever bad.
Yeah, nonsense. Yeah, I hate it. Cool, man. Yeah. So thanks for tuning in. If you got this far, please make sure to, of course, subscribe to us on YouTube. Also like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or the Pitstop Fracas. Make sure to follow us on the social, sorry. Twitter/X, Instagram, TikTok, bloody Telegram.
We don't have the Telegram, bro. What's going on here?
Friends and Needles. All of them take there. Yeah, and also make sure if you have seen the F1 movie, please make sure to, of course, look at our review that we dropped yesterday. I will try and slap the link in the bio. If not, just go to our YouTube page or just go on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and you'll find it there. Of course, there's going to be spoilers because he does a review without spoilers. That's just weird. But yeah, so as well, I'm just going to tell listeners anyway. Yeah, I'm going to be at Silverstone this week. Well, sorry, next weekend. I'm going to be there with cast member. Going to be doing the vlogging, but maybe I can stick it to the paddock with some all that shit there. Hopefully, it's not too chaotic, not too base, you know. But yeah, I'm going to document the journey and shit it with gang, man. You know what I mean? Chris will be buying book of hats somewhere in Prada. I don't know. No, Chris gets that. Maybe at a rave. Maybe it'll be a drum shirts. I don't know. Maybe we're trying to campaign to bring Excel Tower. I don't know.
I will be in my house or at church. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Yeah, devout Christian. All right,
Yeah. I don't know where this reputation comes from, but we move.
Peace.